Welcome back, tankers of Blitz Universe, to the channel. We have a review of the Sentinel AC4, the new tier 6 British medium tank. A premium tank, or should it really be an Australian premium tank? It came in a package with both the AC1 Sentinel and the AC4. We are flicking through the statistics here. Decent amount of hit points, fairly good armor for its tier, and it sort of feels like the Cromwell B, really. The gun exactly the same, 9.68 rounds a minute, 145 on AP, 202 on APCR and 160 alpha damage average. And this is a good tank. It's not very spectacular, but quite good nonetheless. Apologies in advance for the quality of the games. I had some of my settings set to low and noticed that the tanks were basically floating on ice. It looked quite funny on Dead Rail and on some of the winter maps. But on Castilla, where we have 2 games today, it looks a bit silly, but I decided to put in the games nonetheless. I've equipped my Sentinel with optics, binocs and a rammer. I couldn't fit vertical stabilizer, and I'm kind of experimenting with the use of binocs on medium tanks if I have a slot to spare. I'm not using vents anymore on any of my medium tanks. I'd like to use double rations mostly. But things are a bit grim over here. We are being pushed back by a Panzer 3/4, a Cromwell on top of the Castilla. We don't have shots on him. The Panzer 3/4 has moved in straight over here. He damages our ammo racks, so we repair. And a double tap on him secures 1 kill for us, 1 through the front plate of the T-34. While you have good armor on the Sentinel, by no means it is impervious to tier 5 tanks if they manage to aim for weak spots. But it's some well angled armor. It's got some odd shapes all around. So if you angle it well and you can make the troll armor work, you can bounce quite a lot of shots. I've had the MT-25, that Russian light tank at tier 6 with the autoloader, bouncing shot after shot of me. Leopards with AP will have them spanning you, and I think the same will go for T-34s with not a 5mm gun. The Jagdpanzer IV, it's a bit of a tougher nut to crack, but as you can see, you can move around the battlefield quite well. We are trying to prioritize our targets over here. That Jagdpanzer is not facing us, and neither is he. We can put shots into him at the back. He gets killed now, and we can put another shot in. And this is pretty much a simple game, really. 4 on 1 on now. Jagdpanzer is going to go down as well. That makes it 5 on 1. There's just a KV1 left, and I think it was a KV2. And that makes it for a 7-1 win. And this was second game I played, I think. Third game, I don't know. I've managed 17 games in the Sentinel so far. I have a 100% win rate, so it's getting harder and harder for me to get it out of the garage because the stats on it are looking pretty good. Average damage around 1400 in 17 matches, which is quite good in my opinion for a tier 6 medium tank with 970 hit points to spare. Sniper medals, Confederate medals, those are the medals you will prompt in this tank because it is, in my opinion, much of a support medium. You have good rate of fire, like said, 9.68 rounds a minute, fit in a rammer at 160 alpha damage, and you have above 1600 DPM. Pretty much the same as on the... And talking about DPM, it seems like an opportune moment to discuss the statistics of the tank. And as you can see, it has a bit of a doubtful honor to have the best armored arse of the tier 6 premium tanks available, the medium tanks that is. Cromwell B, Fury, Schmaltum, Victory and the Sentinel all listed here. And like I said before, it's a good tank, a decent tank, not spectacular, but at least got a well armored Australian ass. Back to Castilla, we are floating up. As you can see, we're not driving, we're floating. Track's still not moving, but I couldn't be bothered. We're trying to let the optics do the work first. I see a Stuck being spotted here, 1 shot in. Staying still, letting the binocs kick in. Hello, Mr. T-34, you're blocking my shot. Can we put one into the Stuck? No, we can't. But we can shoot this VK, hopefully. Like I said, sniper medals, Confederate medals, those are the two medals you'll probably get most in this tank because you have a good gun, fairly accurate, best in terms of aim time of the tier 6 premium medium tanks. 2.1 seconds, that's very good. No need to fit a gun laying drive or whatever, just use your crew skills to help out. We're trying to save our death toaster here, doesn't work. We are shooting the T-34-85 now, backing up against it, wiggling the turret around, the hull around. As you can see, you can bounce quite a few shots if needed. They will pen you straight through, but one T-34-85 versus another T-34-85 and a Sentinel means that he can't get away really. We bounce a shot off his butt, unfortunate. But HE will do the trick, only 6 hit points are left. Leopard is next. We are going to do a moment which should probably feature in Chronicles of Nubia because we are trying to dive down over here, but we just slide down easily. We have to repair our tracks, we move around, leave 8 hit points again. Luckily he's got a damaged engine and HE does the trick again. Next one, VK, but there's a big KV1 is coming in. 181 hit points left, we leave just a few on the VK. Switch to APCR quickly and finish him off and then look back. It's like an episode of Jaws. There's a big nasty KV1 is coming, but he's got the U11 derp howitzer mounted. So we're driving off and he misses. Thank you RNGesus. 28 seconds on the clock. We can put one more shot into him over here. That's the joy of having 2.1 seconds aim time. And that leaves just the Jagdpanzer IV over there, somewhere around on the map. I have no idea where he is. And the red AC1 Sentinel. Sentinel pops up in town, as you can see over here. And there's a Jagdpanzer. Can we shoot him because he's to the right? I only noticed just now, but we are slightly too late. Even for a snapshot, he goes down thanks to our KV1S. But we managed to get a Redley APCR straight through the back of the AC1 Sentinel. I notice now, switch to AP. And the last shot in gives us a first class medal and a Redley Walters. All thoughts put together, if you look at the statistics, I've had some friends ask me in Telegram, can you please tell me what the Sentinel is like? And I said like I did before, it's a good earner, 50k of credits, some APCR spamming done over here, so we end up doing negative credits, but it's a good tank. Yeah, well, that's funny if you're saying it's a good tank, but I already have the Schmaltube, so why do I need a Sentinel? And to be fair, I can't really answer that question. If you have the Schmaltube, why do you need a Sentinel? Well, it is a premium tank and it's a fun tank to drive. Why would I need a Sentinel if I have a Cromwell B? Well, because reasons. It's a premium tank, it makes money, and it's a different tank to some of the other tanks in the game, and it's a good medium tank, and I love driving good medium tanks. So I didn't really need it, to be fair. But it looks good in the garage. It's slightly awkward in terms of aesthetics and looks, and well, you could call it slightly ugly, and it's got a big penis in front of it on the hull. But it's a nice tank to have, and that's why I decided to buy it anyway. Last game, we are on Mirage. I am wary of the Cromwell B. I've noticed he's from PF, Polish Force, which means it is a good clan. We damaged the gun of the T-34-85 actually, and we can put one shot into him because he's bumping into the railroad car. We set him on fire with this shot, and we are moving back because we don't want to get shot, and we missed this one completely. Open reticule, and even with an accurate gun, if you have an open reticule, it will miss. Death toaster, lucky we shoot HE, and a double tap gives us the kill. And although you have good penetration values, you can see the well armored front of an EZ2 and E2, the Sherman Jumbo. You can't pen it with AP. We do track him in place, giving us some assistance damage. That one bounces, goes straight through the front, but luckily he decides to take cover behind the rock, but does a bit of a bad job at it, and we can shoot him again, track him in place. No assistance damage is done, but we can get the kill. Very simple really, 3-on-1, but we are still wary of that Cromwell B. The Hellcat is now moving in, he's threatening our flank. This shot, just clutch shot, it sort of slings into the front of the KV-1, thank you. And as you can see, the Hellcat is threatening our side of flank on the beach, so vamos a la playa. In the Sentinel, move over, water skiing across the sand and down into here. Quick shot onto the Hellcat, I think it hits. No, this one doesn't hit, but the next one will set him on fire, and we do get the kill anyway. And this is pretty much the gameplay of the Sentinel in a nutshell. Angle the tank slightly to hopefully bounce incoming shots, use the gun and the gun depression to good work. It's not the best gun depression in the game at TSX mediums. That honor goes to the Cromwell B, who is too low for me to shoot. But we can shoot the KV-2 and the KV-1 through the train tracks. They have, well, less accurate guns than me, so they are going to have some problems firing. This one goes into the trains itself. Stupid shot really. But the next one, open side of a KV-2 turret. One more kill. 4 kills, we're on now. KV-1 goes down thanks to the KV-1S. And this should be easy peasy, but the Cromwell B is still full health. He has a higher DPM than me, so I'm a bit wary again. One shot into him. Staying behind the rock to reload. That's easy. And one shot into the ground, and he returns a favor. And as you can see, if you keep the tank angled, you can get the occasional bounce on top of your turret, on the turret sides, because it's rounded and trollish, and all in all, a good medium tank. If you like driving medium tanks, this one is one to go for. The Cromwell B is no longer available for purchase. It might, I don't know, maybe come back in one of the tech trees. Wargaming have a tendency to put tanks that have been available once in the shop, put them into tech trees. Thank you for bumping in, KV-1, as you made me miss an APCR shot, but this one goes in. And we do get 5 kills again, another Redley Walters medal, and this one was our mastery game. Game number 8 or 9 in it. I've had 17 games in it, like I mentioned before, 100% win rate at the moment. 1 mastery game, 2 Redley Walters. Quite a good, decent medium tank. That's it for now. Up next, T150 and KV-1S comparison, and of course the Jagdpanther and Object 140 games in the Talk Through Tactics series. Cheers all, happy tanking!